back to my channel. This week we're going to be doing a really fun DIY. It is going to be super inexpensive, beginner friendly. I'm going to break it down step by step, and we're going to be taking an old cooler and making a really cute cooler cart for it that has little wheels, can sit out on your patio. If you're interested in seeing how to make a cooler cart for your space, then make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more of my videos. We're going to head outside and get started. Been breaking down the pallets. I went and picked up 2 pallets from our local Ace Hardware, and they sell them there for $1 each. If you can't find any that are being given away for free, either at grocery stores or on Facebook Marketplace, then that is a really good option because they're only $1. We paid $2 and got 2 pallets, and that is pretty much all of the wood that I plan on using. It is a little bit of a pain to break them apart, but makes it very inexpensive. We're also going to be doing it under our little pavilion today because it's been super hot and super rainy, so the rain is starting right now, and this lets me still continue to work while the weather does what it's going to do. The first thing that I want to do is measure our cooler out. We're going to make a frame for the cooler, and that's basically going to be 2 rectangles with little posts in between to make a little cage for the cooler. We'll go from there. Alright guys, so this is the frame for our cooler. I did go ahead and use just leftover pieces that I had in our garage for this. You can totally use your pallet pieces. I just didn't want to have to crowbar off more long strips because I'm going to be cutting remaining pieces from the pallet, so this is just easier for me. But the pallet would totally work if that is what you're working with. And this is going to be covered up, so you're not going to see it at all, so it's okay if it's mix and match pieces or just leftover wood, because we are going to cover it with pallet pieces to make it a little bit more cohesive. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to use my jigsaw to cut in between the beams and where the nails are on the pallet to make about like 14 or 15 inch strips of wood. We're going to nail gun those all the way around the perimeter of this support or the cooler to give it a more finished look. We're going to start with that, and then we'll be able to do all of our trim work and our lid. Some old fence posts for the legs, and I'm just screwing these in from the sides to make sure that they're stable. It is the next day. We're gonna take a quick little pause before we get back into finishing up the cooler. We're almost done with it. We only have a few steps left. I want to add some lighting to the side walkway on the side of our house. You guys have seen it before. We've done a few different renditions of lighting out there. I always just feel like it's not quite exactly what I want. Originally, I had put out some solar lights out there, but they were kind of just like random ones that I found on Amazon. They were plastic, and they really did not hold up well. They didn't hold the solar charge for very long. They kind of fell apart from water, yard work over there. They just are not in good shape anymore. A lot of them have been just basically cut up into pieces because they're plastic. We're gonna replace those, and I'm super excited about that because I love having that walkway lit up. And this week we're gonna be partnering with a brand called XMCOSY. They make really beautiful solar lights. They have all different kinds, ones like this, string lights, any kind of lighting that you could really want for your space. They also have censored lights that have just come out. They sent over these really beautiful lights that I can put along the walkway. They are solar lights, which I personally really love because it just is very convenient. It doesn't use up extra electricity, and you're just using a resource that is accessible to a lot of people. I'm really excited about these because they are a little bit different. The actual piece up here is glass, and it's just a lot sturdier than the ones that I had out there previously. So I feel really confident that they're going to hold up well against the elements, against yard work, work, all that kind of stuff. And they're also a lot bigger than the ones that we had out there before, so they're a lot easier to see when you're going and doing yard work in that area. I have gone ahead and set these up. We're gonna go ahead and add these to the walkway. I'm gonna remove all the old ones that are just falling apart and chopped up and things like that, and we're gonna put the XMCOSY lights out there. They did send over 12 of these, so I'm gonna put 6 on each side of the walkway and just kind of scatter them, and then I will show you what they look like later tonight so you can see the walkway all lit up and beautiful. And after we get these put out, we're gonna hop back over to the cooler and keep going with building that. We're going to go ahead and add some trim pieces here to finish off the edging. I'm using 1x2s that I had in our wood closet, but you can totally use pallet wood and have it hang over the edge a little bit for a different look. And I'm just using a nail gun to nail this down. Once everything is secure, we're going to move on to framing out the lid of our cooler. My cooler has hinges built into it, so it's a little bit different depending on if you have hinges or not. I'm making a frame out of 3x1s, and again, you could use pallet wood for this. It's totally just your preference and the look that you're going for. Once you have it framed out, I'm using some pieces from my palette to lay across the top for a more finished look. And I am cutting these down to size. For the pieces that are wrapped around the base of the cooler, I let those be different lengths and hang longer because I just really like that more rustic look. But again, that's personal preference. If you want it to be a little bit more neat, then you would just trim that up and have it be all one length. We're going to go ahead and attach our wooden lid to our cooler lid using some screws. And that makes it so that when you lift up the wooden lid, the cooler lid will open with it, making it a really seamless look and really disguising your cooler. I'm also going to be adding on some handles here. You could use handles that you already have on hand, ones that you are repurposing, or just get some at the hardware store. I chose to go with all black details for my handles and hinges. And here is what our cooler is looking like with everything all attached. I'm choosing not to stain it because I like the variations in the palette wood colors. So I'm going to be moving straight on to sealing the wood so that it's protected from rain and water and all that kind of stuff. I'm using a polyacrylic sealer here. This is the one that I personally like and use for all of my projects, but any waterproofing sealant would work for this. We're also going to be adding on some wheels because this is a pretty heavy piece of furniture, and when it has ice and drinks in it, it will be even heavier. We're going to be putting on 2 different sizes of wheels so that it leans in the direction that our spigot is going to be, and the spigot is going to make it so that we can drain any water out of our cooler. And once we have our spigot put in, we are all done and our project is complete and ready to use for all of your outdoor activities. Alright guys, well that wraps up this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to make a DIY cooler cart with me and adding some lighting to the side walkway of our house. If you did, don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this DIY project and if you'd give it a try yourself. And don't forget to check out XMCOSY if you're looking for any solar lighting for your home. I'll have them linked below for you guys if you're interested in checking them out. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. I put out new videos every Sunday and we do a lot of fun DIYs and makeovers on the channel, so we would love to have you be a part of our DIY community. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next Sunday.